Hello, everybody. Let me ask you a question. What is worth protecting? Is it reputation or revenue? And we talk about this a lot in our organization, and we going through this all the time. Is it reputation versus revenue? What's actually worth protecting? Christian. I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show. And if you're new here, please like the episode, click the notification bell so you know every time we're posting a brand new episode. So let me ask you a question. At what point, and it's not just if you're a leader, if you are a restaurant owner, will you hit a fork on the road? Are you going to protect money or you protect the mission? Let me ask you again. At some point, every leader hits a fork on the road, and that's protecting the money or protect the mission. And I want to talk about this because for the last few weeks, we were dealing with this as an organization. And I want to talk why it matters, because reputation is a long game. Revenue is what's happening right now. But when they clash, how do you lead with both encouragement or courage and clarity? So in this episode, I want to dive a little bit deeper. And in this episode is for leaders that facing hard calls in high stakes situation. And it happens to all of us. And let me share a story. I partnered with this client, which I absolutely loved. I loved what they stood for. I loved the product they brought to the market. But there was something which fell off. And for about a year, I kind of worked with them and I just didn't work. So we separated our ways. And the hardest thing for me was because I believed in their mission. I believed what they want to do. But there was just something about it, which for the longest time, I couldn't put my finger on it. And I was in just that situation. What do we protect? Is it reputation or is it our revenue? And I honestly know that all of you guys have been there. I have been there. Contracts on the tables, eyes on the bottom line. And my gut was saying, this isn't right. And if you had to go for this, you know exactly how hard it is. And it's not just hard because you have to make a decision which impacts everybody. It's also that you need to walk away from something. And that's really, really hard because quick wins that cost you long-term trust. So for me, and I think it's not just me. So when leaders trade values for validation or for profit, they lose the power of their name. And that was one of the things which I really had to highlight because I was sitting there and said, what does reputation actually mean? We talk about this a lot. Reputation isn't just how people see you. It's what they expect of you. It's the silent contract of your brand. It's your word and it's your sign. And it's your sign daily. So let's talk a little bit about this because key traits that build it is really simple. It's consistency when no one is watching, and have the courage when it's inconvenience. It's accountability when mistake happens. And it happened to us a few times this week with one of our clients from Canada. I honestly realized that reputation isn't a logo. It's a legacy. And taking honest responsibility and saying, hey, we screwed up. We will do whatever we can to make sure this doesn't happen again. And put roadblocks, not really roadblocks, but put systems in place for you to kind of catch yourself. And it's been really hard for us because there was a few things over the last few weeks we kind of dealt with. And for me, I started out looking, hey, what does it actually mean? What's revenue done right? So if you look at revenue overall, revenue isn't the enemy, it's the fuel. But integrity is really the engine. So if you look at healthy revenues, is you have an aligned client, you have sustainable deals, businesses that outlive trends. It's for me really simple, and there is a few examples we need to explore. Saying no to a misaligned partnership. I've been there. I had to do that. Did you ever have to do it? Write in the notes below. Did you have to walk away from a high paying but high trauma client? We always been there. We also had to do that. And or did you have to choose slower, steadier growth over those viral wins? We've been there. We had to do that. And we actually helping a client currently to go through that, because you are leading with both. You don't have to choose one, great thing you need to do. You don't have to choose only one great leader managing both, or one great leader managing a client. So let me ask you a question. Am I making the decisions of fear, or I make those decisions from values? Let me ask you again. Are you making these decisions from fear, or are you making it from values? What is the sweet spot? Decisions that feel right, and they feel right, they feel right now, and they still look good 5 years from now. That's a combination of both. Because for me, many years ago, I always said I will trust my gut. But sometimes when a client comes and you feel that the product they have is so great that you want to make it work. Have you been there? I've been there. Have you supported a product where deep down it's going to be an uphill battle, but it's something I'm absolutely believing in? Or was it a partnership where you partnered with somebody? Deep down, there was this little thing you always felt like it just doesn't feel right. And you still keep going? Because there's a reminder we have to set ourselves. You can build revenue, you can rebuild trust. That's a whole different price. And we talk about this a lot. You can rebuild revenue, but rebuilding trust, I honestly feel that's a whole different price. So let me ask you, can you share with me below? Reflect on the last time you had to choose between money and mission. And my wife just went through that. She was asked by multiple companies to come and support them. And there was something she really, really wanted to do, and something she felt was a right fit, because that's something she's really, really good at. So also, I'm asking you. So reflect on the last time you had to choose between the two things, money or mission. Then share with your peers who is in the thick and what decision did you make. And then DM me and let me know exactly, hey, what time did you stand between reputation and what it cost to create it? And the reason I want you to do this is because we sometimes forget about that. And there's something my dad said to me many, many years ago. He said to me, Christian, it's all about reputation. because your reputation gives you opportunity. Your reputation gives you all of the other things. And if you lose that reputation, you lose all of it. So if there's one thing you have learned from today's conversation, I want you to choose reputation, because you can always rebuild revenue. You can always rebuild a team. You can always rebuild a company. But the reputation, that's only you. Because at the end of the day, if you are the leader, if you are the manager, if you are the guy in charge, you are the reputation of your organization. And for me, it takes 20, 30 years to build a great reputation. And it takes 20 to 30 seconds to ruin it. I hope you don't do that. So with that, I want to say thanks for being here today and kind of listening in. And today it's a little bit of a shorter session, but I wanted to connect that because we kind of went through this. We have a client going through this. We kind of went through this at home, and I wanted to share this from the bottom of my heart. We all go through this. And how we manage this, how we come out on the other side. You will know what was the right decision. You will know that walking away from, a few $1,000s, but having a peace of mind, it's totally worth it. Also looking at things differently. There was something I learned from Wayne Dyer, and it was as silly as this. It goes, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And the very first time he said that to me, I said, I don't even know what that means. And today became really everything we do, because sometimes you need to take that step back and look at it differently. When you take that step back, you see that people really care. You will also see what doesn't fit. And for me, the reason I want to talk about this, because for 6 months, 8 months, I knew this wasn't the right fit. Now, Barry said goodbye to the company. I miss him, but I know it was the right decision. And hopefully you will do the same. So with that, I want to say thanks for being here today. Let me know below, what was some of your challenges? Did you choose reputation or did you choose revenue? What did you have to do to kind of walk away from something or gain something? So please let us know below. And thanks for being here. And we see you next week. Thanks, everybody.